Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Just tuning in here for another week of kind of updates, some of what's going on. So we kind of kicked off the Q2 here for the organization. We have kind of a lot of more ambitious things coming up this quarter. So I'm going to kind of cut right to the chase on some of the things that we maybe talked about a long time ago in the past, and some of the kind of new stuff that's coming up. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and just start off with this unified guardians concept that we've had in the past. This is something we've been talking about for a long time. It kind of initiated as like a way to more or less kind of protect the organization's smart contracts using a DAO, and this is kind of the focus of the organization now. This is actually in place today. It currently is used to secure a lot of our smart contracts. It's not something that we put out there as a clear formal announcement. This is more something that we've been working towards, we build towards, we've activated now. So when you see things like liquidity on various blockchains move across the bridge, it does use this system. This is a DAO-based system. It is extremely secure, extremely safe, and it's basically meant to be the framework that all of our future development comes into to better support smart contracts, make them more reliable, make them a lot more accessible and distributed, but probably most importantly, to make them more secure. So this is a big thing that we came out with last quarter. It's been in use. We've been using it ever since, and super excited to see where this goes from here, because this is that first step. So on that same note, actually, if you go ahead and take a look at the UNIFI token supply on Etherscan, this is something that I think we put out there before, but you can actually now see the various bridge addresses that exist there, and you can see the transactions that go back and forth between those. Those are DAO-controlled transactions that do make sure that that the system is more secured. So that's a big piece of this quarter. It's going to be a bigger piece at the end of it, and that kind of leads us into the secondary thing that we've had here, which is there are some pretty big changes that are going to be coming about here over the next 3 months, and I would say those are largely centered around the up token economy on the various blockchains that we're on. And so a big effort that we have right now is, how are we going to get this out from a community perspective? For us, referendums has always been kind of like the first step in the DAO, and you can kind of see that we're tunneling in from both sides here. We've built the DAO, and it's functioning correctly, it's functioning securely, and we've been working with the community at large to kind of get them to kind of get everybody used to proposing things, voting on things, and putting that notion out there. At some point, that those two tunnels are going to meet, and referendums are going to tie into the DAO, and this is a big piece of what we're working towards. So just kind of sticking with that tunneling metaphor there for a second, we are currently investigating our referendums on multiple blockchains. So currently this is just in place on Ethereum, and we are exploring this being live on the various chains that our bridge is. Since the UNIFI token is now multi-chain natively, it should be voted as such natively on multiple blockchains, and that would be a great way for that to work. I'm bringing this up now because, believe it or not, these are all actually some very basic edge parts of the big picture we're trying to go live with this quarter, which is a major upgrade to up. I would anticipate this will come with a series of referendums. It is going to impact the token supply on every chain that we're on. No, not every, but almost every chain that we're on here, and it's going to be a big difference in how it operates, how the token supply operates, and things like that. So this is something that you should keep an eye on. Keep an eye on how referendums work, and we're trying to make sure that those are a lot more accessible, a lot more useful, and that when these changes come out, it's a much more collaborative process because we're going to be picking up steam here as we get into the quarter. So those are kind of the big things that are going on in terms of a development basis. Obviously, leveraging our existing technologies, building off of the wins that we've had in Q1, specifically around the bridge. And going into Q2, this is kind of a refinement of that. We are going to be a lot more focused on the business itself, and you're going to be seeing some changes, not just in maybe our design aesthetic and things like that, but in the way that we talk as well. We're coming into more of a position referring to sustainability, and this is going to be a big part of who we are. It's something we've talked about since we first launched in 2018, and it's something that's going to continue to be a big piece of that. And by sustainability, I don't just mean being like a green type of company. What I mean by that is, economically stable. Taking a look at basically how various blockchains were formed and what their economies look like, taking a look at the various DeFi concepts and bridge concepts that are out there and seeing how those are sustainable. As we've seen this year, last year, and since 2018, blockchains have not been immune to sustainable token economies, and obviously DeFi has not, and obviously recently bridges have not either, and we've been seeing some issues with DAOs too. So we have a unique approach here. We're trying to be a leader in this function, and this is going to be a major part of our rhetoric as we go. And I think for those of you that follow me on Twitter, I think you're seeing it's becoming maybe a little more motivated in that direction. I'm talking about a lot of these things that I've talked about internally for some time, and it's just now this quarter that we're starting to mature that into who we are as a company. And probably most importantly, who we as a company will be to the industry going forward. We're not going to be coming in as a simple DeFi concept, a simple DAO concept, a simple bridge concept. We're coming in here as an example of how we think that this industry should be run, and we're going to be making some pretty impactful moves in the near future to kind of demonstrate that. So stay tuned. I'm super excited to see how those come out. And with that, I think those are all of the updates that I have here for today. So thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you for tuning in. This was a quick one, and everybody have a great rest of your week. Bye.